play, if I'm just play, is just take 25% of your profits. Take 25% of your profits and put them off to the side for tax time. That's as simple as it can get. And you know, you're going to be covered on all ends. You're going to, not only will you be able to pay all your taxes with that 25% that you earned in the stock market, but you're going to be able to pay yourself at the end of the year too, because your taxes are going to be slightly under that. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. That's what has been working for me. Put 25% to the side. Tax time come around, I can pay all that, and I can take the few percent that's above my tax and pay myself. I pay myself a tax return. It's crazy, but once you start thinking like that, and if you do it that way, then that's probably the best way to do it, in my opinion. But it does break down in the brackets. All right. When a stock dips, should you buy more at a cheaper price so you can sell higher later? Well, that depends. That's going to depend on that individual stock. It's no set rule or no set tip I can give you about averaging down. And that's what that's called. When the stock price drops after you own it, do you buy more to lower your average? That's called averaging down. It really depends on which stock it is. If you got faith in it and you know this is just a dip, or this is just consolidation before another breakout, if you know that, then yeah, there's nothing wrong with averaging down. However, if you reading the charts and everything that come along with that, and you see that this is not just consolidation, it's just going down, then averaging down doesn't benefit you at all if you intend on selling anyway. So it really depends on that stock and the faith that you have in that particular stock behind your due diligence. So in some cases, averaging down is the best play, and then in some cases it doesn't help you at all, and you need to get out of that stock. So it really depends on the stock. How much your class? Class is $99.99, one-time fee. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot that come with that. It's not just the class. It's a lot that come with that. If you sign up using one of the registrations that I had posted on my page previously, I'll get you into the private group. And that way you can kind of see, it gives you a little more insight, a little more details with what the class is going to have in it. And at that point, you can make the decision on whether you want to move forward, you know, at no cost to you, just to figure out if it's something that you want to do. So I made a couple posts. About registration and stuff like that. Just put your name up there and I'll make sure I get you added to the group as a prospective client. And is it true that the stock market tends to repeat itself? A lot of the times it does. It's not an exact science, but a lot of the times it does. Now, the stock market does change. This stock market is not the same stock market from 2010. The stock market from 2010 is not the same stock market from the early 2000s. There are some changes. However, in a lot of cases, it does repeat itself. And that's, to be honest, which I'm glad you asked that, because that's how I make a lot of my money in the stock market. Like, I'm not constantly fishing through thousands and thousands and thousands of stocks. I have my select few set of stocks, for the most part, that I know what a good deal on them is. And when it hits that low range, I know this has a good line of support and I'm buying here because this is normally where it supports at. And it goes up, I sell when it goes up, wait for it to drop back down. The same exact stock. You can make money 10, 20 times over on the same exact stock if you understand their support and resistance and follow their fundamentals. So yeah, to answer your question, the stock market does tend to repeat itself a lot. How can I become a millionaire? By educating yourself. Make sure you stay educated and you know exactly what it is you're doing. The stock market, this is where a lot of people get it fucked up. The stock market ain't about getting rid of your risk. A lot of people think like you're going to get rid of risk by educating yourself. No, there's always going to be risk. The stock market is about mitigating your risk, minimizing your risk. So if you don't know what you're doing and you're just jumping in the stock market and you're just buying and selling the stuff, it's a 50% chance of profit and a 50% chance of you losing your money if you're just jumping in. Now, when you educate yourself, that's what we call mitigating your risk. And now you have a 90% chance of this stock rising versus a 10% chance of you losing out. So, and that's the type of stuff that you're looking for when you're buying and selling, or you're trying to make money, or you're trying to become a millionaire, which is the path that I'm on right now. I'm doing a $1 million challenge. For those of y'all who didn't know, I'm working on a $1 million challenge right now and doing pretty well, not even gonna lie. But again, make sure you're mitigating your risk. You're not just jumping in trades because somebody told you to do it or it's the talk of the town right now, stuff like that. You really want to do your due diligence and generate a steady income. Like I'd much rather make $250 per day than get a one-time influx of $3,000. And a lot of people are happy with that. They're like, oh, I just made $3,000, but they don't know how they did it. Me, I can make that $250 a day every single day for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? How much should I start with? There's no straightforward answer to that particular question because everybody's risk is different. You start with whatever. I don't care if you start with $10. I don't care if you start with $10,000. You start with whatever your risk tolerance is. Learn about risk tolerance, how much you can afford to lose. Not expect to lose, but how much can you afford to lose? Whatever you can, that's what you start with. That's what you start with. So it's no set number on there because anything can turn a profit if you make the right plays. Anything can turn a profit if you make the right plays. It all depends on your risk tolerance, how much you can afford to lose. Again, not expect to lose, but afford to lose when you jump into the stock market. I've seen people start off with $100, flip that to a few thousand within a week. You know, I've seen people start with $1,000, flip that to $10,000 in less than a week. I've also seen those same people with $1,000 turn that into zero because they don't know what the hell they're doing. So it really depends on the person, what your goal is, and what your risk tolerance is. But never ever feel like you don't have enough to start. Never feel like that. A lot of people feel like that. Like, man, you gotta have money to get in the stock market. No, you don't. The goal in the stock market is to make money, not start off with money. Everybody don't come from money. Everybody ain't got it like that to start off with, and that's cool. That's why you play the stock market, because you're working on investing and working on securing your future. How long is your class? The class generally runs about 5 days. About 5 days of straight learning, fundamentals, chart analysis, stuff like that. However, that's not where the class ends. Once the class is over, as far as the live sessions, you're actually still in the group with your classmates, and you're going back and forth. You're trading information. Now what you created was a stock circle. Now you have a stock circle of people putting their minds together with the same type of education you had and working things out together, as well as me still being there along the way. So in essence, the live classes end, but the total education never ends, because you get my personal cell phone number, all that stuff. You reach out to me anytime. I answer what you need help with. You got questions, I got answers. Let's walk through this, let's do that. And that's something that's going to be continuous, and that's what comes along with the registration when you sign up for my class. And that's one of the cool things about it, because you constantly got support. You almost got a broker without them having access to your account. You almost got your own personal broker moving forward.
Never been caught, really wishing it'd pay off, really wishing bro was unchained, unexpected use of cocaine. I'm ballin', can't nobody get close. Yesterday I bought a 40.